everyone, it's Rachel at Nose to Trail, and just like I mentioned on social media the other day, I'm going to do a really quick tutorial on how to teach your dog a hand target. So a hand target is a really useful, basic bit of training that we can do with our dogs that ultimately we can use for lots of different tricks. But also one of the ones that I particularly like to do is to use it to get our dogs to move from say A to B. So you could use it to get them off a sofa, you could use it to get them from one room to another without having to touch and grab their collar. So what I'll do is I'll see if I can get Rico, my little dog, to come and help us do this training, and I'll talk you through it. So the first thing we need is our dog and some treats. So for Rico, the only thing I've got are just some of his treats. And these are just kibble, it's literally just his biscuit, because unfortunately, bless him, he does have stomach problems, he suffers with pancreatitis, so you've got to have low fat food, haven't you, bud? It's not fun at all. Okay, so all we're going to do the first time is we're going to hide the treat inside of a closed fist, okay? And we're just going to present that to the dog, and they're going to be interested in what's in your hand. The second their nose touches your hand, all you need to do is use your marker word. So for Rico, we could say yes, or we could say good, and simply open the hand and let him eat the treat. So just put that there. As soon as his nose touches, we open the hand and give him the treat, okay? And what we want to do is try and remember to use our marker word. So hand, yes, and he eats the treat. Okay, so it's really simple. These aren't particularly smelly. There's nothing particularly exciting about them, but he knows I've got them, so he's instantly using his nose and kind of booping it against my fist. Yes. Okay, so some people want to add a cue into it. You might just want to use your actual hand signal, so the closed fist, as the cue for your dog, but you could also add in the word target. For Rico, what I've used in the past is touch. So if I was to have no treat this time but present a fist and say touch, good boy, he puts his nose up against my hand there. So we can do it in a couple of different ways. Okay, so if we wanted to do a flat hand target, we could put a treat in between our fingers and present that hand to the dog. Yes. So as soon as his nose touched the palm of my hand, I just open my fingers and let him take the treat. So let's try that again. Yes. Good lad. Okay, and don't worry if the treat drops, because they'll just go and get it, which is fine. So let's try again. Yes, there you go. Just like when we were teaching our dogs to do a sit or a down, we want to quite quickly stop having the treat in our hand or in our fist when we're doing a hand target. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to present my hand in the same way, but I'm not actually going to have the treat in between my fingers. It's just going to be the palm of my hand. So let's see what he does this time. Yes. Okay, so he still went and touched his nose against it, but this time I rewarded him straight from the treat bowl on my lap rather than from between my fingers. So let's try again. So hand with no treat. Yes, good boy. And you can see he's already kind of shifting his weight and starting to move. So what we can do is we can add in a bit of movement. So I'm going to put my hand over. Yes! And he had to get up that time and move to get it. Good boy. Let's try again. So present my hand. Yes! Good boy. And I'm just using the actual hand itself as being the cue rather than saying target or touch. Touch is the one that he's used before, so I'm going to start adding that in now. So I'm going to present the hand, and when I'm presenting it, I'm going to say the word touch, because what I want him to do is start using the two words and linking them together. So I'm going to say touch. Yes. Good boy. Touch. Yes. Good boy. Clever lad. Okay. And what you can also start to do is build up how long they have to touch their nose against your hand for. So we want quite a powerful touch. We don't want just a little bit of his nose against it. We want a nice powerful touch, because then actually what we can do is we can use that for other things, like maybe we might want to teach him to push a door, and we might want him to push a button with his nose, whatever it is, but we're going to need a bit of oomph behind it. So this time when I present my hand, I'm going to look for him to make some good contact with it. So just to show kind of the force that's needed behind it, I'm going to go back to the target that I normally use with Rico, which is a closed fist. So I'm going to present that to him and see if he can touch his nose against it for a little bit longer. Touch! Yes! Good boy. And he did touch a bit longer that time before he actually got the treat. So we'll have a little bit more of a play with that, and I'd love to know how you get on with your dogs. So if you're going to do a closed fist, remember to begin with, treat hidden in the fist and present it. Yes! And as soon as their nose touches, open the hand. Or if you want to do a flat palm method, to begin with, treat in between the fingers and present the hand. Yes, good boy. Okay, and reward them by opening your fingers and letting the treat drop out. So we'll just have a bit play around with it for you to have a little watch of. Touch. Yes. Touch. Good. Touch. Yes. Good boy. Touch. Yes. Touch. Yes. We go. Touch. Yeah. Good boy. Touch. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy. Vicky, touch! Yes! So when I put up the post about hand targets with my social media platforms, so it was on Instagram at Nose to Trail UK, and it was on Facebook at Nose to Trail Pet Services. It was actually a seal with a target stick that was in the picture, and it is all done the same way. Okay, so building up that association, that by having contact with the target, be it a physical target, so like a stick with a ball at the end, or just your hand like we've done today, the animal has to make contact with it. So we'll progress this, and I'll do another video at a later date to show you how you can do a bit more with it. But for now, introduce a hand target with your dogs and let's see how you get on. Touch. Yes. We go. Touch. Yes. Touch. Touch. Yes. Good boy. Stay. We go. Touch. Yes. What are you doing? Sit. Touch. 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 Yeah. Good boy.